Hi there, my name is Eric Golden, and I'm a co-founder of the eXp Freedom Team. We're a group of over 3,000 agents, and many of us meet on a weekly basis to talk about the most important thing that you're going to want to hear about, and that's how to generate leads. Now, be aware that our weekly mastermind is open to any agent from any company, so we want to invite you to participate. What I've done here is pulled together 7 of my favorite tips. Things that I know would work for each one of us if you decided to deploy them into your business strategy. Some of them have to do with your personality. Most of them have to do with your tenacity. I'm going to introduce 7 great partners, and each one of them have made 6 figures, if not 7 figures, with the techniques they're about to share with you. Go ahead, grab that seatbelt and buckle up. You're in for the ride of your life. We're going to start with my Freedom Team partner, Jeff Morrell. Jeff's out of Colorado Springs. He does an incredible job with unsolicited video CMAs. Here's Jeff.
My name is Jeff Morrell. I'm a real estate agent in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Been doing real estate here for 22 years, my wife and I. Got off to a slow start, honestly. I think like everybody, did 4 or 5 deals my first 6 months, but then got plugged into a really good coaching program. I think it's so important to be around the right people. We ended up doing, I did 32 deals my first year, ended up doing 72 by my 3rd year. And my wife had to get her license. We built a team, very successful out here, been in the top 20 out of 4,000 agents in Colorado Springs. Just had a lot of success with it. So the thing I'm excited about right now, to be honest, what I'm really working on, unsolicited video CMAs. Excited about where we're going with that.
Hey Jeff, can you answer this question for me? How profitable can using unsolicited video CMAs be in today's market?
The reason I'm so excited about unsolicited video CMAs, number one, it's anybody can do this. Absolutely anybody can do this. I think we will easily do an extra 10 to 15 deals in the next 12 months because of unsolicited video CMAs. Really excited. It's something that anybody can do. The last couple of years with the change in the market, everybody is wondering, what's going on with real estate. Think about anybody you meet out there at the grocery store, coffee shop, and you introduce yourself or they introduce themselves to you. What's the first question they ask you? How's the market? So this falls right into that. Everybody's wondering about the housing market, what their house is doing, the value in their house. And that's the reason why this can work so well right now. Everybody's curious. And by by sending them an unsolicited video CMA, they haven't asked for it. You're just providing value, and what that can lead to can be huge.
Jeff, how quickly can you do this?
This is really easy to get started. Okay. The first thing you want to do is create a list. Think about, past clients that you've worked with, think about, friends, family, people you go to church with, neighbors, other parents on your kids, sports teams, this kind of stuff. Make a list of people and then move that list around, prioritize it. Who is most likely to move sooner than later? So you might take those past clients, you got a whole list of them, but the ones that closed 5 and 6 years ago, they're going to the top of the list. There's going to be more likely to move sooner. Okay. And think about those people, arrange that list. Now what you do, this is very simple, so simple to do. Look up their home online, and you're going to just basically take one page, look up some active homes around their neighborhood. Okay, some of those that are pending and those that have sold, similar comps, 300 or 400 feet in size, square foot wise, and just put a one page together. You're going to take a screenshot of that. Okay.
So Jeff, can you provide a little bit more detail in the steps involved?
I always start with Google Earth, take a shot of Google Earth, whatever. And then I just get on there and I just say, hey, Bob and Sue, Jeff Morrell here. We haven't talked in a long time. I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on with the market around your house, just to give you some value. Everybody's wondering what's happening in real estate. So here, let me do this. And I hit the button on Google Earth. It starts zooming in on their home, gets their attention. And then I just go to the next screen that's open on my computer. Okay. Here's the screenshot that I took of the actives, the pendings, the solds around their house. I take that and I've now put it into Canva because that's actually the screen that I'm going to land on. I've got their home on there, what they bought it for. Kind of a range of what it would sell for. A lot of times Zillow, Redfin, there's a big broad range. I like when it's broad. And I just put all that on there and I just talk them through what's going on in their neighborhoods, similar homes to their house.
Hey Jeff, how quickly can you actually develop leads by utilizing unsolicited videos?
I do all this. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. You want this to be very tight. You're not going to go through home by home by home, but very, very tight, couple 2-3 minutes. And then you let them know, here's the key at the very end. If you know somebody that this would be helpful for, let me know. I'm happy to send one of these to them. If you want a more accurate analysis, let me know that. I'm happy to stop by and take a quick 5-10 minute look at your house, see what all you've done with it since you moved in, and I can get you more detailed analysis then. So you're going to get referrals out of this. They're going to have neighbors, coworkers, whatever they're going to be sending to you. You're going to be getting people that want you to come by, and that's a dead ringer that they are looking to. They're more serious. They're looking to maybe make a move, this summer or in the next 12 months or so. So super simple to do. Okay, you could do one of these. I can put one of these together literally at this point in 5 to 7 minutes. I'm done. And think about this. You might start with one a day, but then you get up to, now I want to do 2. Now I'm doing 3. Next thing you know, where I'm at right now, I could do 5 or 6 of these, okay, in a matter of 30 to 40 minutes a day. If I did that 5 days a week, how quick could you get through that list? How many referrals are you going to get? How many people are they going to send to you? How many calls are you going to get because they want you to come out and give that more accurate analysis? So anyway, it's a powerful, powerful tool, and it's simple to do. You're not asking for business. You're just providing value, and they love you for that. And they're going to send people to you because of it.
How would you scale this? And what are the costs involved in building a business that generates leads through unsolicited video CMAs?
And so just to bring this in for a landing, guys, this is so simple. You might start with 1 a day. The first one you do is going to take you 15, 20 minutes. You're figuring it out. The next day, do a couple more. You could easily get to a point. I'm just telling you, 4 or 5 a day, 30 minutes tops a day. If you did that 5 days a week, you're sending out, 5, if you're doing, let's say you're sending out 5 a day, times 5 a week, that's 25 in a week. That's 100 a month. You could get through a list of 400 people in 4 months. How much more business could you pick up? I'm just saying, if this brought you 1 extra deal a month, what would that look like? What could this add to your bottom line? The best part about this, it costs zero, nothing out of pocket to do. I do it on my Zoom. You can use Loom. There's different ways you can do it, but you're going to send them that email, follow it up with a text, maybe the next day. Hey, just want to make sure you got that email. Check your emails. I sent you just an updated evaluation on your house. I know you didn't ask for anything. Just want to give you some value to help you see what's going on in the market. It's a simple thing to do, costs zero. It could easily add another, 6 figures, in your business, in your pocket, your bottom line over the next 12 months. Simple to do.
Now we're going to move to my buddy Aaron. Aaron does an incredible job talking about how to utilize Google My Business.
Hi, this is Aaron Ken. I've been in real estate for 22 years and have sold over 3,000 homes. A lot of people look at that and they get like, oh, I can't do that, or I can't do what he's doing. But that's not the case. I'm a former art teacher. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And one of the things I'm most excited about in my business in the last few years is Google My Business.
Hey, Aaron, in the world where everybody's trying to develop leads, what do you do to separate yourself from all the other agents?
I honestly think Google My Business is the number one thing that you have to implement into your business. Number one, because everyone's on Google. Number two, it's free, the cost that everybody can afford. And number three, it only costs you 10 to 20 minutes of your time every single day to feed the system. And you can start getting high quality leads. These are leads not like internet leads that take 5-8 months to convert. These are leads like, hey, my grandmother just passed away and we're in South Dakota and we need to sell her house. That was a lead I got just yesterday on mine. So we're listing her house here in a couple days once we figure out all the probate stuff. So you get actually good quality seller leads and buyer leads, transact business rather quickly. That's the reason I like it the best, besides the fact that it's free.
Hey, Aaron, can you talk about the experience you've had using Google My Business?
Google My Business has actually been an awesome system for us. We've had it for probably 6 or 7 years, but I didn't really utilize it because I didn't understand it. But I started really diving into it about 3 years ago, and it produced over 65,000 in commissions 3 years ago. 2 years ago, I did over 100,000 commissions, and last year over 150,000. Really, the only things that changed that we did in Google My Business is we just fed the platform more, which means we're providing things that Google wants so that they can deliver your information to excited home buyers and home sellers. And the coolest thing about Google My Business is it's absolutely free to use.
Aaron, can you talk about the psychology of the approach using Google My Business?
The other thing that works so well with Google My Business is it's not a interruption-based marketing platform, which most real estate marketing is. You know, when you're doing pay-per-click marketing or Facebook marketing, your ad just finds the person in the middle of whatever they're doing. And they're not necessarily looking for houses, but they're like, oh, that's a cool house. And they click on it. And now you've got this lead. And that's why they're so hard and so long to convert. Where Google My Business is intentional marketing. When people go to Google and they search, find an agent in Keller, Texas, or find a home in Keller, Texas, they're actually purposely looking to do real estate, and then you show up. So the conversion is much easier, and the time from lead to close is much faster as well too.
Hey Aaron, how easy is it to implement a strategy to utilize Google My Business to develop leads?
Google My Business actually is not that difficult of a thing to set up. The coolest thing about it is it's run by Google, so you know it's easy. So go on Google, type in, how do I set up a Google My Business page? And you're basically going to have the step-by-step process of how to set it up. Once you set up the page, then you just need to feed it. I would say the most important things that you need to focus on is anywhere that you can fill out a text box, you want to make sure all of the characters are used. Also, you want to make big attention to your reviews, as well as your ability to feed it with products such as pictures of homes, pictures of you with homes. You just want to keep feeding this on a daily basis, just like you would a social media profile.
Aaron, is there any special technique you use to actually increase the response rate?
The secret sauce, though, to really make your Google My Business page go off and be in front of as many people as possible is get over 100 reviews. Now, a lot of people freak out. They're like, I haven't sold 100 homes, or I just started, or what have you. But you probably know 100 people, right? Go on your Facebook profile and see how many friends you have. You can ask your friends, family, lenders that you work with, title company, your past clients, if you do have them, to give you reviews. Anybody can give you a review on Google. Just make sure that it's about real estate and it's about the services that you provide, and make sure that it's 5-star. That is the biggest thing that will lift your Google profile over other businesses that you're competing with in the same area.
Hey Aaron, in the world where everybody's trying to develop leads, what do you do to separate yourself from all the other agents?
So a lot of people think they've been late to the party, meaning they've missed Google My Business because it's been out for so long and people are way ahead of them. The funniest thing is you can catch up very quickly. And the biggest thing to focus on is reviews and your pictures. Those are the things that Google prioritizes the most. And the funniest thing is you go into Google and type real estate agents near me, you'll probably find 30 to 50 real estate agents. The funny thing, though, is when you look at their profiles, they're not doing the things I'm talking about. They only have 7 or 8 reviews. They only have 1 or 2 pictures. Well, within 2 or 3 days, you can rank right above them simply from filling out your information completely and fully, and then having a lot of reviews and photos. So you're definitely not late to the party. And honestly, you can take over the best page in your market very, very easily.
Oh my gosh, you've got to hear my buddy Andy and what he does to develop leads using YouTube.
Hello, my name is Andy Hollis. I am with the Orange Beach, Alabama Living YouTube channel. I am a realtor, but before this, I was in the car business for over 30 years. And I've been selling real estate for about 12 years now. I was just like everybody else. I got on the hamster wheel of buying the Realtor.com, the Zillow leads, the Trulia leads. And I just got tired of, calling these people, chasing these people down. They didn't want to talk to you, or they'd wind up using somebody else in the end. So I decided to go dive into YouTube, and I really went hardcore into YouTube, and it has absolutely been 100% life-changing for me.
Andy, answer this for us. Why does your YouTube program work so well?
When we started our YouTube channel, I said I might not be the smartest guy in the room, but I can promise you no one is going to outwork me. So I basically looked and saw what everybody was doing in the market, and I figured, well, if one guy in our area is doing 1 video a week, then I'm going to do 2 videos a week. If another guy's doing 2 videos a week, I'm going to do 3 videos a week, so on and so forth. So just to give you an idea of what our channel has done, It's been alive for 1 year and 2 months. We have had 9,700 watch hours, which means if you equated that to you picking up the phone and dialing for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, it would take you 3.94 years in order to prospect as much as this channel has done for us in 1 year.
Hey, Andy, when it comes to developing leads, what is your focus and what kind of results have you received?
I am super excited about YouTube. YouTube has absolutely changed my life. I used to be like everybody else, and I bought the Realtor.com, the Zillow leads, the Trulia, but we quit doing that about maybe a year and a half ago. And so far, YouTube, in the 1 year and 2 months that our channel has been up and going, YouTube has produced $4,794,000 worth of real estate sales for us, and we're going to close another $2 million this month alone. So it consistently, we get about 12 to 15,000 views a month on our channel, and it is producing about between 8 and 15 new clients every single month. And those are inbound calls. Those are warm leads. This is not something, no cold calling, door knocking, none of that stuff. So YouTube has been a life changer.
Andy, answer this for us. Why does your YouTube program work so well?
The reason YouTube works so well in today's market is because basically what you're doing is you're duplicating yourself. You think about how good you are as a salesman and think if you could just duplicate yourself maybe 100, 200, 300 times over and create exact copies of yourself and put yourself in front of customers, then how many more houses do you think you could sell? Well, that's what YouTube does for you. It basically duplicates yourself and puts you in front of those people 100, 200, 300 times over, however many videos you do, you're basically just duplicating yourself. And that's why it works so well.
Can you tell us how you'd get started to developing leads through the YouTube platform?
Create a YouTube channel and you can get yourself started. It is just that simple.
Hey, Andy, how much technology is really needed in order to develop a YouTube campaign?
And from a technology standpoint, it's really not as hard as people think it is. I mean, the reason most people don't get started with YouTube is because they think it's so difficult, but it's not. I mean, there is a learning curve in there, but the whole thing is, as far as the editing and all that, you can hire all that stuff out really, really cheap. You can go on a website called Fiverr, and you can absolutely hire somebody to do all the editing, add in all the special effects, all that stuff that you wanted in your video, or you can just basically you can learn to go on YouTube and learn how to edit videos just for just a little bit of time spent, and you can actually put the videos up yourself. It's really nothing to it. I just don't see why everybody doesn't have a YouTube account. I mean, it's been a life changer.
Hey, Andy, can you explain the time commitments and costs involved in developing a YouTube platform where you can generate leads consistently?
Well, it doesn't really cost anything to get started. If you have a smartphone, which almost everyone does, you can basically get started with YouTube. We started with an iPhone. I still film almost everything we do on an iPhone. You can go out and buy those expensive cameras and all the expensive audio equipment and everything, but we just don't get into that. The whole thing is that you have to be genuine. You have to show that you care about your customers, and you absolutely have to be consistent. Consistency is the king. And what I mean by that is you can't just come out here and put a video on and then wait 3 months and put another video on. If you're going to tell people that you're going to create new videos every week, you better create new videos every week. That is the key to YouTube, is consistency, consistency, consistency. Just like in real estate is location, location, location. Well, consistency is the king in YouTube. And that's all it takes, is just it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of effort on your part, and you can absolutely be a rock star with a YouTube channel.
And now we're going to talk to my business partner, Aileen.
My name is Aileen Fountain. I am 20 years in the real estate business, and I am a top agent in my market. And I'm so excited to tell you about this unique strategy that I have been using for years that costs virtually no money and has a massive ripple effect to your business and keeps you really engaged with your clients and sets you apart from every other agent in your market. And I cannot wait to tell you about how to host a client appreciation party.
Aileen, can you explain why client or customer appreciation events are relevant in today's world?
Client events are amazing because they keep you top of mind for a very long time, and it is a great way to just genuinely thank your clients, your sphere, and people that you would like to do business with. You can invite people that you've never done business with before, people that you would like to do business with, especially if you're trying to grow your business. So you can invite your sphere, family, friends, small business owners that you do business with, and you would love to reciprocate that. Invite them all. It is a great way to grow your business, stay top of mind, and thank people and show your appreciation.
Can you talk a little bit about the timing of hosting these events?
Today's market, it works even better than you would think. Post COVID, everyone got used to doing business over the phone, through Zoom. It's become very impersonal. So hosting these events is a fantastic way to get in front of a lot of people that you are either currently doing business with, have done business with in the past, or would like to do business with in the future. And it really sets you apart from everyone else, because I promise you, very few to zero people in your market are holding client events.
Aileen, how profitable can customer appreciation events be?
So, to put a little bit perspective for you, when you hold these events, and I normally do 1 to 2 a year, they do take a lot of time and energy to put them out, but you get a ton of touches with your clients, and you get a ton of opportunities to reach out to them for no other reason than to invite them to your party. So often, when people do come, it happens all the time. They'll say, "Oh, Aileen, thank you so much for inviting me to the party. I actually have my neighbor is ready to list her home, and I gave her your card. She's going to be calling you." Or, they say, "Hey, I'm actually ready to buy another property, or I'm ready to list." It happens every party all the time, and it is a great way to generate a handful of new deals that may or may not have happened.
How do you start thinking about putting together a customer appreciation event?
Okay, so the first detail or step you've got to have in this is you really do need to have a good up-to-date database. Your database should include all of your current, past clients, your entire sphere of influence, and I would also add people that you're currently doing business with that you would want to do business in the future that may not have used you or referred you in the past.
Does an agent need a large database or have to have a lot of experience in order to pull one of these customer appreciation events together?
So you're probably watching this and thinking, if you don't have a large enough database, that you couldn't pull a party like this off. And it's not all true. What I always recommend for anyone trying to grow their business that doesn't have a database of over 200 people in it, to co-host the party with another realtor at your company. They could have a similar size database or a larger database. You're gonna get vendors to pay for most of it. So at the end of the day, it's not gonna cost a lot of money. And you guys could work out a way to, pay per head based on who comes from which database. The point is that you are getting it out on social media, news flyers, mailing invites, following up with text and phone calls, inviting all these people to your party. They're going to immediately think, "Wow, she is really professional, and she has built a really big business in a fast time to be able to already host a client appreciation party." But the reality of it is you're co-hosting it with 1 or 2 other agents who are also inviting their database. So when your social media pictures go out and there's 100 people at this party, and maybe only 10 of them came that were on your list, but you're going to be sending all that out and putting that all over social media, and it is going to look like you have a huge business, and people are going to be very drawn to that. And it is only going to help you establish yourself in a professional way and in a way that people are going to want to do business with you.
So Aileen, how many people would you invite?
So I usually keep about 300 people in my database, and my best turnout has been a little over 70 people. I would say the average is about 50-ish. And it's all going to be dependent on how many people you actually invite, how many people are in your database, but that can kind of give you a reference point.
How costly or inexpensive is running a customer appreciation event?
As far as the cost goes, the biggest cost that I have is I always have music, and then I provide food. I don't provide alcohol because of the liability of it. And then I do reach out to lenders, home inspectors, title companies to contribute to the party. So at the end of the day, I usually pull these parties off. They normally don't cost me anything. And if they do cost me anything, it's, a couple $100, and it is money well spent. You could not put $200 anywhere else and generate the kind of branding, top of mind and name recognition that you can do with hosting a 1 to 2 year client event. It's an excellent way to spend a little bit of money to go a long way in terms of marketing, brand awareness, and top of mind.
Here's my Freedom Team partner, Sean. He's going to explain, number one, a little bit about himself, and secondly, how he utilizes open house to generate great leads for business.
I'm Sean Corbett, and I am in Dallas-Fort Worth. I've been in real estate about 15 years. I'm pushing probably about 300 million in production. Most of it, 95% of it, sphere of influence, are connecting with people that know me. And I've created some opportunities to build into my sphere of influence using open houses is one of the tools that I use. I'm super excited about open houses. I've done a number of them, and I've made a lot of conversions. It's something that I'm passionate about teaching on, and I've got some really good things that you'll be able to walk away and really grow, your open house business.
Hey, Sean, can you briefly touch on open houses versus maybe Zillow leads?
The reason why I recommend doing open houses is because it does create an opportunity to gain additional lead sources in person. I almost akin it to working a Zillow lead over the phone, but you're doing a Zillow lead in person. So your close rate is considerably higher. So it creates an opportunity for you to build credibility with someone in person. And I would say, over the time I've done it, I would consistently expect, you might do 1 in 10, 1 in 12 on Zillow. I would expect 1 in 5, 1 in 6 in person. I mean, I think it's a considerable better chance of making that conversion and connecting with what your person is looking for, what you can do to help them solve their buyer problem.
Sean, are open houses still a thing?
I know a lot of people have moved away from open houses because of COVID or for various reasons. And I think people look at it as, as something that people just don't do anymore. Or sometimes sellers feel like, well, you're just there to pick up buyers. There's a lot of reasons that you can compound and multiply your sphere of influence and your connection, CRM, just by adding names and people through this. And it's not antiquated. It's something that we do today in my market. I have agents on my team that are consistently doing it, and they're consistently filling their pipeline with opportunities, especially if you do it right. Find the right day, right time, right ingredients, and then you can create opportunities for traffic that you are immediately engaging in and having a high probability of closing.
How experienced do agents have to be in order to begin building an open house campaign in order to generate incredible leads?
It's certainly something anybody can do. It's duplicatable. It doesn't take a lot of training to be able to do it and set it up. It's just a great opportunity for anyone that has limited experience and they're just trying to build their initial pipeline. Very good option for them.
Sean, some agents don't have a lot of listings. How do you find other people's listings that you can do open houses with?
Let's talk about what the process looks like in building a successful open house. You always start with, where do we find the home? You may not have listings. Your internal team that you work with or people you're acquainted with may not have listings that you want to work. We want to target an area. We want to target a price range. What is our ideal buyer going to look like? Where's that location at? And then we're going to focus on that neighborhood, that city, in that price range we like. And then we're going to identify some opportunities. And in doing that, we are going to be able to build a relationship with whoever the listing agent is. Sometimes getting outside of your own brokerage, there's limitations doing that. But within your own brokerage, you can certainly call agents in your own brokerage and ask them if it would be of benefit to them to hold an open house as a service to their seller. And there's other scripts and language that we use to engage there, and then create those opportunities with those other agents to hold an open house for them.
So what are the next steps in the open house process?
The next thing we want to make sure we do is we're going to schedule a time that's really effective at getting the most amount of people. And one of the tips I would always start with is look at your market and find example homes that are competing in your market. When they're open, it attracts buyers to them. It's going to attract buyers to you. So match their days and times. I would also recommend considering doing multiple open houses over that week. And you should be doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until your pipeline is full. This is not a part-time job for a lot of you. Let's get serious. Let's fill up all your time on the weekend until you replace it with buyers.
Hey, Sean, when doing an open house, how do you get the word out to other buyers or agents?
That's really your ultimate goal there. We're going to make sure that we have it, effectively promoted on Zillow and MLS and all those type of things. Social media posts are inexpensive. Most CRMs offer the ability to post that house as an open house at the time you want to select it, and it'll actually run an ad for you and on Facebook to promote it to that audience that would be attracted to it. That costs very little. I think we have options. I know with EXP using KV Core, you can throw it $50, $75, and you will 100 times the traffic flow.
Hey, Sean, you got any special techniques that actually make it more effective to run these open house strategies?
30 minutes before, we're going to make sure we knock on all the neighbors and make them aware that, hey, as a service, I just want to let you know we're doing an open house in your community. You live here. I assume you know other people that would want to move into the area since you like the area. I encourage you to take a look at what we have for sale. That will give you a better idea of kind of what the market looks like and prices and things like that.
Do you have any secret sauce, any cool ideas that actually help build your open house strategy?
I have one really good tip that's increased my chances of conversion tenfold. And it has to do with, I don't use, tracking systems when people come in. I don't have them fill out apps. I engage them. I find out what they're looking for, and then I create a way for them to connect with me through text. And I have a system and a script that I use to do that. And by doing that, it allows me to stay engaged in front of them. And I've closed numerous people's that I've connected with this way. But I have that available. We have a short time here. I can't go through all the details, but I have a video that I teach on how to do that. That'd be a really good value to you.
And lastly, Sean, what are the costs involved in running an open house strategy, and what is the ultimate goal?
It's all about what it's going to cost for your return. I'm a big proponent of finding ways to build your book of business in your sphere without having to spend a lot of money. And most of us don't want to have the ability to spend $2,000 and $3,000 a month on lead sourcing. So open houses is one of the absolute best ways because the cost is incredibly limited. You have open house signs, you have promotion on Facebook, and really beyond that, it's your own time. So it's a very limited, low cost opportunity to, again, get live Zillow leads in person. And I always make sure, as far as the investment of time, we're going to stay full on open houses until your pipeline exceeds the opportunity for you to do an open house. You should have, 8 to 10 buyers loaded up where you have to be available to show them, so you can't do open houses. That's where we want to be.
And now let me introduce Jackie. She is one excited agent, and I'll tell you why. She generates all kinds of leads through probate.
I am so excited to be here today. I am going to be talking about probate and how we can recession-proof our business and make a lot of money and have a lot of fun in probate. I'm Jackie Brown, your Dean of Real Estate, and I absolutely love empowering people. I love talking to other agents and helping them get to that next step in their business. And right now, We need to be open to everything to move our business forward. I am so excited to be able to give you tools and tips that will give you just something to think about. Whether you're interested in probate or you thought about probate or not, you will be a little bit more interested once I'm finished. And if you want to hear more, I do a full session on this. So just ask the person that invited you to watch this to give you the full session. I think you will love it.
Jackie, can you explain the influence of the market on generating leads through probate?
Well, you might be asking yourself, well, why does this work in today's market? Well, I'll tell you, the good thing about probate is it works in any market. This can give you more closings per month. It really just depends on how you want to structure your business.
Explain that there are multiple ways that an agent can financially benefit themselves by utilizing a probate strategy.
Some people choose to just, work with the properties as far as helping the administrator sell or rent the property. Some may want to buy or flip the property themselves, and some may simply want to use the probate platform to educate people who are not familiar with probate. Actually, I do all of those things. And I actually do another thing. I help, again, educate agents on how to build their probate business. People are always passing away, so there's always going to be inventory. Think about that.
Jackie, can you explain when an agent starts thinking about probate, what are the first steps that they should do?
Well, you might be thinking, what are the steps to get started? Well, I'm glad you asked. I actually have 7 steps. I have a course, 7 steps to start your probate business that we go through these steps. I'm going to go through a few of the steps for you today to give you an overview. And I really want to give you a realistic view. And that's actually one of the reasons that I put this program together. I'm a person who, if I have information, then I can make an informed decision, right? And so that's what I don't like to, get down the road and realize that, well, if I would have had this information before, I would have done my business this way or whatever. So I like to know as much as I can know. I can never know everything,
Okay, Jackie, I've heard you say it before. Tell everybody about getting certified.
The first step is, if you don't know what you're doing, if you have no clue, is hire a mentor. That is the very first step that I always say. And, you can get with someone that's doing what you're wanting to do and then learn from them. The second step is get certified. And let me tell you why I really strongly suggest getting certified, because it just gives you confidence. It gives you a leg up on someone who's not certified. And when I actually started working with agents before I required them to get certified, I realized I was certified. And I go into my story a little bit more about my certification, how that came about, in my full program of this. And you can just get back with the person who invited you to see more about this. But I do go in more about that. But one of the things is that I was teaching other agents, who wanted to learn probate. And I found myself repeating some of the basic things over and over again. Every time a new agent would come on, wait a minute. All of these things, they would know all of these things if they got certified. And if they got certified, then they would have another certification, more credibility, and that's marketable. And so then I started to require everyone that I work with to get certified. And here's the thing, they love it. Getting certified takes no time. You can get certified within a couple weeks or a couple days, depends on, how focused you are, really, But that gives you templates to start your business. It gives you tools, and so that's a huge reason to get certified.
And what else should they know?
I'll tell you this one. There's 2 more things I'll tell you. That you always want to have an incredible follow-up system, because the fortune's in the follow-up. The fortune's in the follow-up. And probate is not going to be something that's going to drop a dime like tomorrow. So you want to know that you have to have patience with this.
Jackie, is there a special temperament that an agent would want or need in order to be more successful in a probate business?
Probate is not going to be something that's going to drop a dime like tomorrow. So you want to know that you have to have patience with this. This is something you kind of have to massage, and but it's a patient type business, because you're dealing with grief. You're dealing with someone's loss, and so there's empathy. So there's a lot that goes with it. It's a much slower pace. But here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, is this my temperament? For me, it's how I was raised. I grew up talking to people and loving on people, and that's listening to people and making people feel special.
It's always about the Benjamins. Can you explain how profitable a probate business can be?
It really just depends on how you want to do this. But as far as closing deals, getting leads, and walking through that process, you can actually bring, I teach a course, 6 figures to probate in, inside 30 days, you can get within 1 year. You can literally make 6 figures in 1 year.
Here's what I call a Jackie bonus. She's going to talk about her special secret that she tells every agent that'll listen, and it's worth listening to.
And let me give you something on the side of this. I really want you to be thinking about. I want you to think about niching your niche. Well, what do I mean by niching your niche? Well, let me tell you. Okay, so I've decided that I want to work in probate. Probate is my niche. How is that my niche? Well, I'm helping sellers sell their probate property or rent their probate property. So I'm helping them liquidate the assets of the estate. That's one way. The other way that I'm niching my niche is that I'm teaching agents how to build their probate business. I'm educating. So I'm actually helping sellers sell their property, liquidate the assets, and I'm educating agents on how to build their business. So I've niched my niche.
Here's Freedom Team co-founder Tim. He and I are good buddies, and more important, he's going to be a good buddy to you when he explains how he's made 7 figures using letter campaigns to FSBOs and expireds.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tim Hollenden, and I'm 2 decades into the real estate business. I've been a broker owner. I still run a 7-person team in the Louisville, Kentucky market. Just super, super excited with what I've got to share with you today. We're going to share how to make $1 million in GCI, and it all starts with a letter campaign, and that's expireds and FSBOs.
Okay, this is how Tim's going to get your attention.
Phenomenal program, made a ton of money, and you can too, all without picking up the phone.
Quit chasing prospects using this letter campaign.
Not only can you make a lot of money with this concept, but you can make consistent money. And you can do it without making a single cold call, not chasing a single prospect. Create a magnetic marketing program of sorts where your prospects call you.
So Tim, can you explain what the initial steps are to deploying a successful letter campaign?
This campaign still works today, albeit it works best in a market with a lot of expireds and a lot of FSBOs, but those are coming back. That's why it's still working today. You only need 7 things to do this. And this is all elementary stuff. You know how to do most of it already, I assure you. The 7 things are a big list, and I'll teach you how to make that. You need the expireds or the FSBOs that you found from yesterday. You need a today list, and that's the people you're going to mail to today. You need a stock of number 10 envelopes. You need a stock of the 7 letters that I'll gladly share with you to give you a head start to modify to suit yourself. You need your MLS, which we all have, and you need access to your tax records. Easy peasy. Just takes about 15 minutes to 1 hour a day, depending on how many expireds and FSBOs you find. And it's a great feeling to walk out to your mailbox with a big old handful of letters and put them in the mailbox and know that your marketing is done for the day and your phone is going to start ringing.
Share some detail, Tim, on how thorough we are in helping our agents succeed.
And the steps to deploy, as I said, are easy. Basically, you're going to go in your MLS and you're going to look at the hot sheet of expireds yesterday. You're going to do this 5 or 6 days a week, depending on whether or not you want to mail on Saturday or not. So all the expireds yesterday. You're going to copy the address of the expired and paste it into your spreadsheet. You're then going to go back to the hot sheet again, and you're going to look at all the actives from yesterday, because the last thing you want to do is mail to somebody that's already relisted their property. You're then going to search the tax records and find out the owner of the property, so you know whom you're mailing to, so you can address the envelope with their names on it. You're going to put all this in a big spreadsheet, and then you're going to organize the mailing of 6 subsequent letters after the first letter for a total of 7 over a 6 or 7 week period. And that, my friends, is the secret sauce. It's all about being consistent.
So Tim, what costs are involved in a letter campaign?
And as to cost, it's not much. I started this program when I couldn't afford programs like RedX and some of the other things you might know that they can get very expensive. I built this all manually. The costs are only the paper and the ink and the envelopes. I bought 500 envelope boxes of number 10 envelopes for probably $9 a piece at Costco. I bought cases and cases of paper. And of course, the US postal stamp, which I believe is now 54 cents. So for about 60 cents or so per letter, your marketing's done.
And here's a bonus in addition to the 7 top tips to generate leads. I couldn't leave this one out. Here's my Freedom Team partner, David Doran. He's going to talk about concierge listings, where you actually add value to the property and generate more business for yourself.
Hi, I'm David Doran. I'm a serial entrepreneur, been doing that for 20 years, was in the tech business, but I've only been a realtor for 4 years. And I'm excited to show you about how I do a concierge listing that's a game changer. A concierge listing is where we take a regular listing and we add some value by fixing up some of the things that are deficiencies in the property and making it a win-win for everybody involved.
So David, how does offering sellers a concierge listing increase your bottom line?
Concierge listings are so important in this market, in the changing market, because they're always relevant. There's something that is value added to every solitary listing that you're at. And more importantly, I have never, ever lost a listing presentation where I've used this service. You know, in the last year alone, I've added $50,000 of net income just by using this simple technique.
David, please explain the concierge listing process.
You ever walk into a listing and realize that there's a little bit of work to be done and maybe they don't know how to get there? That's where our concierge listing service comes into play. We show you step by step about how to enable outside vendors or yourself and how to add value to that listing. So not only do you make more money, but the client does as well. It's a win-win. And you'll be surprised that this is actually a time savings. You know, normally when you go into a listing and it's not a desirable listing, maybe there's a few things to do like the carpet or paint. It takes a long time and a lot of effort, and maybe you get a subpar buyer to that property. With using the concierge service, you get a premium buyer, premium money, and it's a win-win for everybody involved.
So how costly is the concierge listing process?
Most people think when they look at this that it would take tens of thousands of dollars to do this technique. We've had some of our best results with as little as $2,500. So this is definitely something that all agents can do.
And here's an extra bonus from Freedom Team partner Jason. How does a former engineer get buyers in real estate to buy on the very first day?
Hi, my name is Jason Kay. My background is my first 18 years I was in corporate as an engineer. I am now a recovering engineer. During that time, I got my 35 patents, master's in engineering. And my very first sale, I took my client out 127 times and took 9 months. The last 35 of 37 showings I've done, I've taken the client out once. And I'm here to show you how to do that.
Wait a second, you closed how many buyers?
So yeah, you heard me right. 35 of my last 37 buyer sides I've taken them out once. And most importantly, why this is going to work today is because I want to make sure you get paid and not get sued.
So Jason, when closing buyers, what is the mindset an agent has to have?
So ask yourself this: if you have 100 leads and you're saying, I need more leads, is that really the right question you need to be asking? Or is it, I need to convert more of the leads I have? Because if you're only converting 1 out of 100, that's 1 closing. If you get 10% of those leads, that's 10 closings. But what happens if you get 35% conversion ratio? That's what I'm about to teach you.
So what would be the steps?
So you're probably wondering, what are the steps to deploying this? And is it a lot of hard work? The answer is, it's pretty easy, and I'm about to tell you. So obviously, pro athletes don't get to where they are without practicing. So you need to practice the skills and obviously get the skills. If you watch the class that I have done previously, Getting Buyers Under Contract Fast, I go through the syllabus of what you need to do. It's not hard. Is there some work involved? Yeah, but so's getting to the pro leagues.
So Jason, how do you get buyers to pull the trigger?
I'll give you the full recipe. Here are the details. The first thing, you pick up the phone. I know it weighs 800 pounds, but pick up the phone and call the person. Have a conversation. Be human. Talk to them. See what they're looking for. This is part of the whole pre-qualification of what you need to do in order to get this client engaged. Once you do, they're your raving fan. The next step, you do an actual buyer consult. This is where you tee yourself up, where you're going to make sure you get paid and you don't get sued with all these lawsuits that are going around. Because what you're doing is basically showing what your value proposition is to your client. Why should they hire you?
Jason, what are the unique skills you've acquired in order to close buyers?
So, how do you get these skills? Well, disc classes, watch a couple of videos online, listen to Dr. Abelson, read a couple of books, and you're pretty much there. Then you need to practice the skill. And that's where neurolinguistic programming comes in. Is it free? No. Is it highly affordable? Absolutely. Is it a critical skill that I think every licensee should have if they're practicing? Absolutely. Because it'll make the difference of struggling and actually living a life worth living and doing things that you like doing.
So again, it's a learned skill.
So in conclusion, you're wondering, can I even do this? Well, don't forget, I was an engineer with zero sales skills when I started this. So if I could learn this, and it is a learned skill, anyone can learn this and be a master at it. So this is not something I was born with. This is something that I taught myself. So if I can do it, you all can definitely do it. It's an easy skill to learn. It does require some patience and practice to get it perfect.
Well, there you have it. 9 powerful ideas from incredible agents sharing with you their best techniques for generating leads in this current year. Look, we know you want more. So if you want more, ask the person that invited you for the full version of any one of the sessions. Again, we've got it in the library, and we want to invite you to come on a weekly basis and join us for this weekly mastermind held over Zoom. Here I'm coming from my home office. I'm sure you have one as well. We want to invite you to come back as often as you'd like to learn the newest techniques in generating leads. And again, get back with the person that invited you to share more information, or if you're interested in collaborating beyond that, don't hesitate to reach out for that as well. We wish you incredible and unbelievable success in the coming year. We know you can do it if you put yourself to it.